Hi everyone, thanks for tuning into today's video. We're going to have a look at weather going out for the next few days. Got some wet weather coming up on Saturday. I've been talking about it a lot in the video just recently. Might do it all over again on Monday, bringing another area of low pressure in from the east. Then beyond that, there's question marks going through next week into bank holiday weekend. As ever when we've got a bank holiday weekend, always a lot of uncertainty, it appears, and this one is no exception. So I'll talk about all the detail in a moment. We're going to start off with the Central England temperature though, because we've gone below average again for May. Every month so far this year has returned a Central England temperature anomaly, below average. January, February, March, April all coming in below average. March exceptionally cold, of course, at 3 degrees below the 61 to 90 average. And yes, for May, now we are 0.1 of a degree below where we should be at this time of the year. Now that doesn't mean that May is going to come in below average. It may come in above average if we get some warm weather, but certainly the anomaly now has gone negative. And after a very cold night last night with a widespread frost in some parts of the country, that a negative anomaly can only increase, I think. So it does look as though we've got quite a cool month of emerging once again. Certainly if we go below, go above average for the month as a whole, it won't be much above average, I don't think. So yeah, another pretty cool month seems to be emerging in a long line of cool months through 2013. So let's have a look at the charts for the weekend, first of all, for Saturday. And I've been talking about Saturday over the last few days. Big problems as the low pressure comes in out of Germany. It's bringing a lot of heavy rain with a lot of energy associated with it, with warm air coming out of the eastern Mediterranean going up into the continent. This low pressure here has got quite a bit of energy associated with it. So if we run through the chart, we'll just see where the GFS model is predicting that rainfall to go through the course of Saturday. Here's the low pressure coming onto the east coast through the course of Saturday morning, and into Saturday afternoon. That low pressure then is sitting somewhere across northern England. If anything, it's been shifted a little bit further north over the last few model runs, so perhaps not affecting southern areas quite so much. Here's the heavy rain across Germany and the Low Countries at 6 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. Some really torrential rain there. As we run through into Saturday morning, that rain will come through East Anglia and Lincolnshire, possibly Yorkshire as well, if the model is right, affecting the North Midlands. But notice southern and southeastern areas actually largely dry with this, and then that rain becomes very heavy and extensive across northern England into North Wales. So that does imply that southern, southeastern parts of the country may miss the worst of rain, but this is quite an uncertain situation. I think we've got to wait for it to come into the high resolution ones. It's just starting to come into the high resolution NAE model now. So yes, I think over the next few hours we'll be able to firm up on where this heavy rain is going to be, and I'll certainly do an update about it tomorrow, because we'll know much more about the rain for Saturday tomorrow. But certainly somewhere in the British Isles is going to get very, very wet on Saturday morning. It's just a matter of pinning it down where it's happening. This is the chart for Monday from the GFS model. Again, we're bringing in another area of low pressure from the east. So there's the low pressure that's moving across on Saturday. That's sitting off the coast of northern Spain as we go into Monday. But we've got yet another area of low pressure being signalled to develop there to the east of the country. And that gradually moves in through the course of Monday if the GFS model is right. So it's sitting across central parts of England as we go through into 6 o'clock in the evening on Monday. And that brings another area of rain in from the west. Here it comes through the course of Monday. Precipitation forecast showing that heavy rain coming in, turning very wet across much of England and Wales again through the course of Monday. So whatever happens on Saturday, we might do it all over again as we go into Monday with another bout of really wet weather. Going out beyond that, we've got a split between the GFS and the ECMWF. These are the 500 millibar height anomaly chart. Got the ECMWF here on the left, GFS on the right. 500 millibars, 80 bars peak is where we've got high pressure and low pressure developing in the atmosphere. Blue is representing below average heights and low pressure. Red is representing above average heights and high pressure. And we can see that the ECMWF is predicting a big area of below average heights, a big area of low pressure to be sitting across England and Wales in 8 to 10 days time. This is taking us into the bank holiday weekend. Whereas the GFS model has got a big area of above average height sitting just to the west of the country, an area of high pressure, and the trough is much further south, sitting across Spain and Portugal. So that's a much more settled chart, not particularly warm, but much more settled for the bank holiday weekend. The ECMWF does look very unsettled. GFS ensembles, we see that we're a bit below average at the moment. We're going to go a little bit above average next week as we bring that low pressure in from the east. That's going to have quite a bit of warm air associated with it. And then we're going to stay above average, really, or around average, a little bit above, perhaps, to around the 25th when we get this split developing with some models, some members of the ensemble going below average, some going a bit above average. Temperature anomalies for the next week. We're going to be looking at near normal temperatures across many parts of the country for the period from the 16th to the 23rd of May. A little bit above in the north, around average in the south. Nothing particularly going on there. Having a look at the generic charts from the models. This is the GFS first of all. We see we've got the low pressure sitting to the south of the country on Wednesday. That's the low pressure that comes in across the country on Monday. It's to the south by the time we get through to Wednesday. High building to the northwest, and then that high pressure gradually starts to take over as we move through into Friday. So this is Friday the 24th of May. High pressure ridging in from the Atlantic. And for 10 days away, which takes us to Sunday the 26th of May, we've still got that high pressure more or less ridging across the country. It's a weak area of high pressure, not in a position to produce much in the way of warmth, but nevertheless it will be bringing some fairly reasonable weather through the last stages of next week and into the bank holiday weekend. But the ECMWF does not agree with this, and this is the chart for Wednesday the 22nd of May from the ECMWF. Notice this area of low pressure to the north of Scotland. That is going to move southwards across the country through Thursday the 23rd and into Friday the 24th. We've got a trough of low pressure sitting across the country. We saw it on the 500 millibar height anomaly charts. This is just a generic sort of chart that 500 millibar anomaly is based upon. It's got the low pressure sitting there across the country. The high pressure is out to the west, not ridging in as it does on the GFS as we go through to Sunday the 26th of May into the bank holiday weekend. The trough is more or less dominating the weather, and the high pressure isn't ridging in. So that's a much cooler, much more showery type pattern from the ECMWF than we see from the GFS. The GEM again, it's backing up the ECM idea this morning with low pressure to the north and to the east of the country. The high pressure not able to ridge in, bring another area of low pressure in across the country through Thursday the 23rd. And as we go into Friday the 24th, actually got an area of low pressure sitting over the country, producing quite a bit of wet weather. That high pressure is not able to ridge in as it does on the GFS. And as we go through to 10 days away, low pressure is still dominating weather here across the country. The high pressure up to the northeast not able to ridge in, and nor is the high pressure in the Atlantic able to ridge in either. So the GFS is on its own really this morning with its idea that we settle it down into the bank holiday weekend. The ECMWF and the GEM both suggesting that we'll keep it unsettled through the bank holiday weekend, and probably really quite cool indeed. So we've got that split there, but we've got to sort out before we can be confident what's happening with the bank holiday. Before that, somewhere's going to get very wet on Saturday, and again probably on Monday. That's it for now. I'll be looking at the rainfall for Saturday in more detail tomorrow. It'll be in the high resolution model, so I'll be looking at it in detail. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.